A large bankroll in his hip pocket kept the family money out of the hands of the Nazis. His bravado was often embarrassing. Now I know that it saved our lives. My mother's role seemed totally passive, as all decisions were made by my father. Actually, my mother lacked the experience and insight to deal with our survival. That notwithstanding, she came up with ideas that kept us going. She was a silent force, not to be underestimated. I have been able to reconcile myself with the way things developed and the way my father behaved. I often believe that there was just no other choice. During the war, I was mostly left to myself and therefore had to fend for myself. I spent very little time with my parents. I still do not know if this was good, bad, or indifferent. Somehow, it must have formed me as the person I am today. During the war and later in life, I realized that so many people were willing to help me or do things for me without asking for anything in return. I am still deeply grateful, as many put their lives in mortal danger for me. Now I often try to do things for others, even if they are total strangers. Many locations described in this book are no longer there. The West End Street address, where we were sold out to the Nazis, is now a major banking structure. The countryside, where American pilots dropped food into the polders, is now residential homes. I did not recognize anything on one of my trips visiting the Netherlands some time ago. To say to you, dear listener, enjoy the narrative, well, that would be a misnomer. One does not enjoy stories of the war. Knowing the outcome was the death of a conservative estimate of 6 million Jewish lives and 5 to 6 million Christian lives. Victims of the Holocaust included those people considered a threat to the Nazis, or those that might have been instrumental in helping Jewish people. Also, homosexuals, gypsies, or any person against or unwilling to accept the Nazi yoke. Nonetheless, there are moments of enjoyable memories. I can think back with merriment on some of the events that remain vivid in my mind. And I come to an understanding and an acceptance of the zest of life, the good and the bad, experienced in so many multifaceted ways. Prologue. Ronnie Rubens, Los Angeles, California, February 2005. When I was a child, I thought that being underground meant that my father was literally hidden underground like some pesky gopher crawling his way through the dirt. I imagined that he hid under layers of strata, cautious and sensitive to the movements of the earth above him, always nervous that some large grisly hand would reach down through a hole and drag him out by the hair on his head. My father's childhood stories were captivating. With my father as the sole actor and me as the sole audience member, I became fascinated with his world. Transported to the places of his childhood, I became the secret companion that he did not have, the child who hid with him. With his descriptions, I supplied a soundtrack in my head, the bombs going off, the unknown voice of my grandfather, Jacques, the fearsome sound of boots on the cobblestones. With his narrative, I became the cinematographer and inserted the background, the tall, anemic apartment buildings of Amsterdam, the glassy tops of the canals, the perpetual gray of the sky. Over time, my father's stories have become my own. These are stories that I have slowly told other people. His history is mine as well. In my father's stories of war, I imagined him desperate, lonely, and always drastically skinny, tense and alert for the SS soldier that would come to take him to the gas chamber, like so many before him. I pictured how my father, desperate for food, would steal from the bread truck, how he would have to walk with his head